Brought to you by American Car Care Centers in conjunction with CN8 and the International Candlepin Bowling Association. Hi again, everybody. John Holt and Dan Murphy with you at the Woburn Bowlerdrome, and we have a new champ after last week, Jeff Surette, who bowled very well.
He certainly did, and we'll get into the format because Jeff liked that format. He opened with a 155 last week, and that's that one game. Winner of that first game is going to go into the championship round and see if he can dethrone Jeff this week in a two-game match. And Waiting in the Wings is an interesting matchup.
Absolutely true. Let's find out about it. It's Trina Fernandez standing by. Trina?
Thanks, John. I'm here with Glen MacDonald and Lynne Thomsen, and we think all of our challengers are special, but today we have somebody that's really special because you're the second woman, Lynne, ever to be on the show. First one since I've been. This is my third season, and you're my first woman interview. I'm so excited. Are you feeling a little pressured, like you have to represent all of us collectively?
I do, but I'm just hoping I'll throw a great ball and that I'll have fun.
Well, that's a good answer. You seem loose. You seem like you're doing all right.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, so we'll see if it carries out onto the lanes.
All right, best of luck to you. And Glen, when you're facing a woman today, do you look at it any differently?
No, I've bowled against Lynne in the semifinals to get here and everything. I know she throws a great ball. I think it's wonderful that she's here. I know I've bowled with a lot of women in some of the leagues that I have. My boss is a woman. I think it's great for her, and I wish her all the best. And also I'd like to wish a speedy recovery to Stu Bergman, who was supposed to be here also, but couldn't because of an operation he had to have. So, Stu, I hope you're doing well, too.
All right, our best to Stu, and good luck to both of you. Back over to John.
All right, Trina, thank you. Jeff, you've had a chance to think about being the champ, and you wait in the wings now to take on the challenger. What'll be your approach?
Same as last week. I'm just going to try and come out firing.
What do you watch in that first match? And there's a woman involved this week. Again, does it affect the way you look at things?
Nope, just going to keep throwing the same ball I've been throwing and, wait till they're done and see who I bowl.
Well, worked for you last week, and you just had some great scores. Good luck again.
Thank you.
We'll be back with the Challengers match right after this on CN8. As usual, we thank American Car Care Centers for their support of the program and their unmistakable mascot, Ace.
Just can't carry that six-pin. I don't care what he does.
We are ready for the Challengers match. Lynne Thomsen, yes, a female participant on the show this week, which is just joining us, and she will oppose Glen MacDonald. Lynne to go first.
Actually, Ace can't knock the four-pin down. He knocked the six-pin down.
Give him credit.
Yeah.
Credit's due. They start by dropping now, and clearly has the crowd support. Trina certainly helped on that front.
Yeah.
The open.
Got it.
Open to the mark. She's got an average of 115 and gets to spare in the first frame. Just a one-game Challengers match. And she'll fill with 8-9.
Out of the chute comes Lynne Thomsen. Spare 9, looking for 2 in a row. Got it.
Very relaxed
Wow.
start. Well done. You could read the lips of Glen MacDonald. Well done, he said to Lynne, but he's got to be feeling the pressure just a little bit. It's only natural. Out of Foxboro, Massachusetts. A little off with his delivery. Drop 6.
Interesting leave in the 1, 2, 5, and 10. Something you don't see very often.
The 1 and the 5. Head fin and king fin left for the third ball. You get a 10 box.
Excellent 10 with the 1 and the 5.
Working opposite those 2 marks from Lynne. See what he can do in frame 2. Seven fall. Got a real knowledgeable crowd. They call for Earl immediately.
Yeah. It's like Earl's not watching. He's watching every ball. He can't get out of his seat before they start hauling for him. Good move, Earl.
Back to Glen MacDonald.
I'm wondering in the truck if Earl has lost a step. I think he's lost a couple steps. It's not as young as he used to be.
Still good looking, though.
18 for 2. After 2 for Glen MacDonald.
So Lynne's got a terrific start. Stake to that 11-pin advantage, and a fill coming up in the 3rd, right here.
Drops 7, leaves the triangle in the corner, 6, 9, 10.
Real big windup, a slow, deliberate windup in delivery.
Ball wants to break right to left. That time she didn't give herself quite enough room and slid by the 6-pin. And again.
That'll move her to a 44 through 3. Dropping 8 in the 4th frame.
Right back in the pocket, but this time she leaves the 5 and 7.
Right between them, too. So after 2 straight marks, she'll go without marks, 3 and 4. A 9-box to 53 for Lynne Thomsen. Back to Glen MacDonald. A 113 bowler. Off the headpin to the right. Takes 2 out. Grabs 5 more. Still looking for his first mark. Get all 10 pins in the 3rd, though. Now it's 28.
Lead now 16 pins for Lynne Thomsen. And Glen looking for his first mark.
Off to the left this time. Earl's busy early.
Now we gotta whoop him into shape here. We gotta send him down a few times here.
Just stay down there.
Someone suggesting that he just stay down there from the crowd.
He's got to get back to the gym. Oh, good shot by Glen.
Thought he had it, but 1 will remain. Just the 8. Can't get it. So 9 more to 37. Keeps the lead at 16 for Lynne Thomsen. Her 5th frame now. Drops 5. She's cooled off a bit after those marks. In 1 and 2.
1, 2, 4, 6, 10.
It's only the head pin. Couple more.
61 at the halfway point for Lynne.
Frame 6 now.
5, 7, and Wood is not going to take care of the 5. Not a real good angle. She might get to go right at the 5-pin, catch a piece of that front wood, and have the ball deflect off into the 7-pin. Oh, not quite.
7 still up. Glen MacDonald just needs a few marks himself to get right back into this one. See what he can do in 5 and 6. Currently down 16.
Just touches the head pin, drops 7. Double piece of wood in front of the 610. I think it goes right at the 6-pin, might snap the wood off the wall. Although he just moved in the approach, gives me the impression he might try the left piece of wood. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do.
He'll go without a mark again now, halfway through his game. 10 box, gaining 2 in count. The lead down to 14. A mark, and this becomes a real tight game.
Not on the head pin in that first ball consistently enough so far in the first 5 frames.
Missed spare opportunity.
Well, he's certainly making that last ball work for him. Beautiful 10 box there for Glen MacDonald.
The lead at 14.
You see the replay of that. Head pin through the ball goes out and clears out the other 2. Meanwhile, Lynne drops 8. A real tough piece of wood out in front. She's going to have to be almost a left-hand tip of that wood. Turn it and then drive it back into the 5 and the 9. Got a chance, no?
Came out real hot. It's cooled down since. 9 more to her total, 80. Again, very much leaving the door open for Glen MacDonald if he can just get a mark or 2. It's the 8th frame now for Lynne. It's another one to fall out of the deal.
I'm not so sure she wanted that one to fall, though.
Takes away a key pin, actually.
Absolutely right, John. And then these are the bad piece of wood out in front of that cluster of 5. So after opening with the first 2 boxes being spares, she hasn't been able to convert another one since, and luckily her opponent hasn't had one yet.
She's at 89, had 36 through 2.
Waiting is our champ, Jeff Surette, and boy, he had a terrific week last week, opening with 155 in the Challengers match and then going 125, 129 in the championship round.
Glen will drop 7, and Jeff has to like what he's seeing. 2 bowlers finding it tough to put up marks, and
I'll tell you,
that's
that
the guy you got to do better against.
Yeah, that ball was right in the pocket with Glen, and got the 7, 8, 9 to show for, and almost converted that. Sometimes you need a little lady luck.
Just 7 for the righty. Got it.
Pinning well. Only left 3 pins standing.
8-1 account there. It's down to 13. Now over to the 8th. A mark in the 8th, and we will have a tight finish.
He's trailing by 13. He's probably 2 marks behind, and that's not going to help the situation any. Picks off just the 4 pin.
Hard to explain that one. Nerves maybe, but boy, a little uncharacteristic in a key spot. And perhaps you've got to wonder mentally if he's starting to think about potential loss, a historic loss. If our first woman here in the program to win, it would be Lynne Thomsen, second ever to appear in the program. And let's see how it'll wrap up. She's up 13, 2 frames to go for both bowlers. Boy, a mark would really help her cause.
Yeah, I was going to say that in her own hands, if she were to put 1 mark up in these next 2 boxes, that would put Glen in a double strike situation. 4 horsemen plus the 9.
2, 4, and 7. So I look at Glen off camera. He's just shaking his head in disbelief right now. Lit up to 99. 2 marks between the bowlers, both belonging to Lynne Thomsen in frames 1 and 2.
Oh, big 9-pin drop. Just the 6-pin left.
A lot of wood surrounding that 6. This mark would be giant.
The only way she could miss it is to cap that piece of wood.
Hope for Glen MacDonald and a sigh of relief.
Well, still have a
109
chance.
the total.
Needs 34 pins to win. That's 2 marks, big marks. Takes a look at the scoreboard as he checks the approach.
You could see him saying it, down to 33, he said to himself. There he goes. He's really been off his head pin. And it's looking good for Lynne Thomsen.
Oh boy. Well, still do it with the double strike in 9. If he's going to do that, he might as well throw the triple strike and get into the $1,000 pool.
We may be just a minute away from history here. Stand by.
And we are. Oh.
Got 9, but knocked the strike, and he needed that strike.
So Lynne Thomsen, second lady to appear on the show, first one to win a match in the Challengers match, and she'll face Jeff Surette in the championship match.
Glenn does get the mark here in the 10th. A little too late, though. It's just a look of disgust on his face as he waits for the reset. Bonus ball. Picks up 5 more. 109 to 96, a 13-point win for Lynne Thomsen. That's right. Lynne Thomsen onto the championship match when we come back on CNN. Welcome back to some history. Lynne Thomsen, the first ever female winner here in the Candlepin Challenge, and she is ready now to take on Jeff Surette. Certainly a formidable task. Jeff was real solid in winning for the first time last week, his champ that is. And he will go first in the 2-game championship match. He'll start by dropping 6.
It's an interesting scenario, though. I mean, obviously, it's only the second time for us having a lady join us. There's been some that have been very close to making the show before, but there can't be that much pressure on Lynne. You know, I would think all the pressure should probably be on Jeff.
I would think, especially after winning in the Challenger match, that the pressure's off.
Yeah. She certainly has the credentials. She's a fine Candlepin bowler.
Jeff drops 9.
9, and he leaves half the rack still on the plate. He wants to avoid that front one, I think, and go left.
Got it. Mark for Jeff Surette in the second. Now for Lynne Thomsen. Halifax, Massachusetts, down on the South Shore. Real calm, relaxed delivery. Chance to mark in the first.
I said wood to get out from in front of that 8-pin. Well, it's going to be a roadblock, I think, from my vantage point anyways. I don't think she can get by it. Might come off the wall. She's going to try the yellow. Oh, my! It could be in the cards here, folks.
Didn't expect that.
No. I think she was playing that wood, but not on the cap and have the ball take the pin, but it's a spare, and tomorrow we'll never remember.
And it's a fill of 7.
And a possibility here with the 2, 4, and 10 because of the wood, although there's 2 pieces. No.
Misses it altogether.
Really wasn't there. The wood did kill the shot, but 26 after 2.
Gives her an early 7-point advantage, but the fill upcoming for Jeff. It's a 130 bowler. What a way to fill. All 10 pins with the strike.
You know, to me, it looked like he threw that ball 3 times as hard as any ball he's thrown in the 2 weeks, but he buried it in the pocket. Just annihilated 9 of them, and he had some help on the 5-pin. Coming backwards.
Gets 8 in the first half of this fill.
after last week's match when he defeated Pete Iannuzzo, Pete Sr. came up to me afterwards and said, Jeff, he looks like a machine out there. And that's the ultimate compliment from a Hall of Famer.
Same thing so far today. 3 consecutive marks. Ran off 5 in a row in the Challengers match a week ago.
Light hit for Lynne. Wants some mixing action. Wants one more to go. 4:10 left, but let's see where that wood settles down. Right where they meet. Got a chance to make this spare. Just got to worry about the ball jumping over the second piece. Oh my. Thought she had a chance of making the spare, and she got neither one, the 4 or the 10.
Targets for 4. That's for 9 in the frame, up to 35, and now frame 4.
Light hit again. This time the 10 pin goes down, but she leaves a 7 in the other corner, along with the 3. And again, pieces of wood in between the 3 and the 7. Oh, backwards. Wow.
Well done. 2 marks through 4 for Lynne Thomsen. Certainly hanging around with a tough assignment at Jeff Surette, but check this out.
Oh, the piece of wood came back to get it. She was trying to push the one from left to right, but oh wow, strike on spare.
4 in a row. 4 marks in a row for Jeff. He is like a machine.
Count him up fast. Tripped out the extra pin. He's going to get one more. No, but he's going to make another spare. That pin has to be saying, oh no, not me.
Easily done.
Wow.
5 in a row. 99 through 6. Could that 155 score of a week ago be in jeopardy? Could we be targeting something higher?
Well, she was off target on the head pin that time and probably got her best spare leave she's had in the last few boxes, the 1, 2, and 10.
Filled with 7. Here we go. It's another pin, and Lynne's timing certainly could be better. Of all people to have to face, she's got the red-hot Jeff Surette.
You know, 61 at the halfway point. That's a pretty good half after 5 boxes. But unfortunately, like you said, you're bowling Jeff Surette, who's just tied together 5 consecutive marks. And again, it's spare strike, spare strike, spare. She's not cracking under the pressure, though.
Mark for Lynne in the 6. We've got a good one. 2 talented bowlers back with more from Woburn. Right after this on CNA.
Okay, folks, another fantastic crowd here at Woburn, and it must be working. We keep teasing our tape dates. The next one is December 12th. And if you need sizes for John and I for Christmas presents, you know, feel free to give us a call. But December 12th, we start about 9:15 in the morning. And tape 4 shows. So come on down, Woburn Bowlerdrome.
And if you're looking for perhaps some inspiration for Jeff Surette, who's bowling so well, he recently lost his dad, paying tribute to his dad on one of his bowling shoes, and for good reason.
His dad was quite a Candlepin bowler in his own right, but him and his wife did very well by Jeff. Gentleman and certainly a fine athlete.
Jeff up 28 pins and looking for a 6th consecutive mark.
It's usually a strike after the spare, but this time he slipped a little and it's only a 9-pin drop. You got to be careful with that front piece. He's got room to get by it. That's the problem there. You know, sometimes it's almost better off if you can slow your ball down a little bit so it continues on through, but sometimes you lose the accuracy doing that.
118 through 7 out of the 8th, so 5 in a row on the marks. Just a great score. Drops 5. Get that 10 over to the right.
Drops another one. 6.
Make it 4 standing. You're right.
One fell late. He's got the triangle 4, 7, 8, and of course the 10 pin. Oh, he wanted that wood to stay on, I'm sure. Difficult, but you're going to try the triangle, either slap it off the left side wall and come across, or even he had a grin on his face on that one.
Hasn't made too many mistakes in the last couple of weeks. Might have been the first. So without a mark in 7 and 8, 125. Lynne Thomsen with a big fill now. She will drop 8.
Oh. She has to control that break from right to left with speed if she's not going to move in the approach. And that time might have eased up on the speed a little bit, broke a little too sharply at the end and missed that object pin. Picks up the 10 box.
Opposite the open frame here in 8.
Half Worcester right.
8 of the 10 still up. Now 3.
Oh, she throws a pretty good ball.
Moves
Very
to 98.
smooth. Very smooth.
That's the perfect word for it. Smooth in the delivery. Right back to it. No marks in 7 and 8, but it wasn't going to be 3 in a row for this guy.
I have to tell you a story about Jeff. Jeff, I go way back, as his father bowled my generation, you know. And I used to do another bowling show on New England Sports Network, and his father appeared on the show. And when we rolled the credits at the end of the show, his father won 3 or 4 or 5 weeks in a row. It would be this little blonde-headed kid, about 4 or 5 years old, throwing one-handed then. And you kept saying, boy, that kid's going to be good when he grows up. Well, he's grown up now.
Couple marks in 9 and 10. Now the bonus ball, 7 marks.
He is going to top his opening game last week, John, of 155. He's already at that.
They get it to 160, and of course, that'll get us talking about a 2-game total. Is this guy a candidate to be here for the final taping of the year, the final show with that first score? In game 1, he certainly is.
Oh, Lynn just buried that one in the pocket. Good news, it's a 7-pin drop. The bad news is the 4, 8, and 10 with no woods, and Earl's going to have to take another ride down. We're going to force him into getting into shape. He's going to get tired. We have to have Trina go down. He's going down so much.
You would think a man of his stature would have an assistant by now.
Yeah, I know.
Take care of some of these duties. And
it's a false alarm. He has to, the wood has to remain there. Oh, what a try.
10 box hitting relatively well now to 108.
She's not bowling like she's 37 pins behind, that's for sure. You don't knock single pins down like that with the 3rd ball. Now that might have been a little bit of the 37 pin lead there, but it's bowled pretty well.
You had to say that, didn't you?
I guess so. It's like, you know, guy's got a no-hitter going, oh, bang. That's 7 box.
So 160 to 115, Jeff Surette with a commanding 45-pin advantage. As we take a break, back with game 2 after this. In time for the challenger to go first. Down some 45 pins. It is Lynne Thomsen. If you're just joining us, the first ever female to advance from a challenger's match, the second ever to appear in the show. She's ready for game 2.
4 horsemen left for Lynn. 1, 2, 4, 7. And obviously he has to mark often and early. And
There's
does
Holt.
just that.
Well, at least early. Not often yet. That's the early part, John. Let's see if she can make it often.
Played this one almost on the outside, so the head pin takes all 3 of them, I believe. And a strike on spare. So, hey, Mr. Surette, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Not a Jeff. Just don't make any big mistakes with that 45 pin edge. Should be okay, but Lynne making a statement early.
Jeff's looking at the 3 and the 5, and now Wood settles next to the 3 pin. Probably wants to avoid that if at all possible. Yeah, just enough to deflect the ball away.
At 7 marks in game 1. Gets the 10 box.
All of a sudden, it's 35 pins. They go in a hurry when you can go back-to-back marks. Of course, with a strike up for Lynne, always a chance of throwing another one.
Over the 4 games he's bowled here in the program this season, Jeff is averaging over 5 marks a game, 5.5 marks a game.
It's pretty tough to overcome. Spare in a second.
First mark of game 2. Back to Lynne. Can she make it 3 in a row?
Oh boy, just too full in the head pin. He's looking for the double strike. Spread eagle.
Comes in from the right side, still with 4 up. Seven box to 43. Six of the 10 falling.
Just to give the folks at home an idea of those top 3 scores last year, it was Chris Sargent at 301, Dave Richards 296, and Mike Morgan 291. So you can kind of make your own judgments of how Jeff might be doing in the scheme of things compared to last year's scores.
And of course, it was Dave Richards winning.
That's correct.
Our final show of the season. Jeff had the 160, half of his 2-game total.
To get the 6, 7, 10, if he can avoid the wood next to the 6 and 10 and just split those, he's got a chance. No, ball almost got over there.
Gets all 10, up to 37. Frame 4 now. Dropping 6.
Similar shot that he had earlier, but didn't have this much wood out in front. I don't think he can avoid the wood either.
Four frames, 3 without a mark for Jeff. Nine box there at 46 now. The game advantage at 6 spins for Lynne Thomsen, but she had a 45 to make up. We'll need a flurry of marks and maybe more at this point.
Oh boy, on the head pin again, and almost another spread eagle. 10 pin toppled down.
Three of the 10 still up for the 3rd ball. It's 8 to her total. That's good for 60 in this game.
There's a good one in the pocket. Did he get the strike? No. 8-pin stands.
Got the 8 for a mark. 3 marks through 6 for Lynne in this game.
Just 1 for Jeff so far. Oh boy.
There's number 2 in a big way.
He gets that ball, those pins working. He's kind of scratching his head. Here's a replay of that. Head pin is the last one to go down, but you know when that happens, John, a lot of times the next one they bury and they get the double strike. See if that's the case with Jeff. There you go.
Working with the amazing Preston this week. 2 strikes in a row. Can he make it 3 in a row? We'll find out when we come back on the Candlepin Challenge. Well, thanks to consecutive strikes here in the second game, Jeff Surette has stretched his lead to a 51 pins. And Lynne Thomsen will finish out now with her final 4 frames, 7 and 8 right now. It's bowled very respectively.
Working on a spare here, and he's got the heavies on the head pin lately. Not missing the head pin, but just coming in a little too full. Trying to split the 3 and the 6, and very nearly converted that one.
Box meant to say respectfully. There they go, not respectively. She's up to 85, and what I'm trying to say in English is she's bowling well, you know.
She's bowling very well. Bowling well enough to win a few matches, even in the championship. Page out of Jeff Surette's book. And now usually, John, when that happens, the next one they bury and they get a double strike. You see, 3-pin and then the head pin.
Chance now for the triple strike.
And a piece of that $1,000 prize. No.
Off the mark to the left.
Just 4. He may look back on that double strike, that first ball, only 4. When it comes down to the final scores for the top 3, because decent fill there, and he's looking at close to 300. Some more marks now.
To the 8th.
Oh boy. That's one ball too late. One box too late.
His lead now at some 57. Both bowlers with strikes in the 8th.
Come on, Lynn, throw another one. I tell you, John, I am just too good here. This is getting to be scary. Come on, Lynn, throw another one.
3 in a row, let's see.
And a piece of that $1,000 prize. Get over there. Good enough.
Crowd thought she might have had it. Had any nerves today, she fooled us. We didn't see
I'm telling you, when you're this far behind, she just it was like it was an even match or she was up. She just didn't waver at all, just plugging away, and she did herself proud. Very respectable.
139 in game 2.
254. That reminds you of anything? Last week Jeff Surette won with 254.
Very interesting. Won't be good enough this week,
no.
But it's crazy how it changes week to week because Lynne Thomsen has just bowled very well. Jeff looking for consecutive marks. Got it.
Now it's getting interesting. 127 in the 9th plus another bonus ball.
So his total is certainly going to be in the mix for the best 2-game total. Setting the pace early this season.
6. Going to be over 300.
Last ball for Jeff. 303, surpassing the best total of Chris Sargent a year ago and winning today by some 49 pins. Great match from both bowlers. We'll wrap it up when we come back. Back in Woburn for the wrap-up, and as far as I can recall, one of the more memorable shows from the last 2 seasons.
Absolutely. You know, only the second young lady we've had on the show, and she could have packed it in when she fell 50-some pins behind, came roaring back with a spare strike and made a respectable score. In fact, exact same score that Jeff won with last week.
303 wanted for Jeff this week. We'll speak to him about that 2-game total, that great total, in just a second. But first, Trina standing by with the challengers. Trina?
Thanks, guys. Well, we're right back where we started over here with Glen and Lynne. Glen, what happened today?
I feel like the St. Louis Cardinals. I couldn't have found the head pin with a map and a compass. It was just one of those days. Lynne bowled great. I'm proud of her the way she bowled, and Jeff, it was great to watch them bowl. And maybe I'll get a chance the next time.
Every dog has his day, right? Well, you do get $150 from the ICBA for your efforts today, and we'll see you back again. It's early in the season. Lynne, I told you had to represent, and you did. You scored a 254, which would have been good enough to win last week. How do you feel?
I feel great. I just am glad I had the opportunity to be here, and I held my own. I'm proud of myself, but unfortunately it wasn't good enough. But I'll be back.
You did more than hold your own. You are awesome, and you get $200 for your efforts today.
Thank you very much.
I hope to see you both back again. Back over to you guys.
All right, Trina, thanks. Mr. Consistency, Jeff Surette, first at 303 total. I'm predicting we're going to see you on the final show of the year with that total.
Gee, I hope so.
What was the key for you, bowling so well, despite the crowd really openly rooting for Lynne? Nothing against you, but it was the female competitor, and she was a fan favorite.
Yeah, just got to throw my own ball. Luckily, I would smooth it down a little bit, unlike the last time where I was bouncing them, but it was working.
And one of these weeks, you're back, of course, next week. I think you may get that triple strike pull, part of it, the way you're bowling.
Yeah, I hope I get another shot. I didn't come too close on that one.
Well, it's good to have you win today, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you.
That'll do it from Woburn for Dan Murphy and our CNA crew. I'm John Holt. See you again next week.